What am I committing myself to? I'm getting rid of it. Pray for me, send me good vibes, because I need it. Hey everyone, it's Aubrey, your friendly neighborhood recovering perfectionist, queen of distraction. And today we are in my kitchen doing a super duper deep clutter. I'm going to be doing this in each room of our home. I don't know if I'm going to be doing it weekly. I mean, that would be a perfect goal, but is it realistic? No. I'm going to be going through every square inch of each room. Oh gosh, what am I committing myself to? No, I have to do it. It's got to be done. I need to clean, I need to declutter, I need to reorganize things. I just need to get the home in a different situation than it is in, because I am losing my mind these days. There's just stuff everywhere. There's no system in place. There's more tidbits floating around the house than there needs to be. And I feel like I'm constantly getting rid of stuff, but there's more that needs to go, because it's really starting to impact my mental and emotional well-being, and I'm the only one who can do anything about it. So this might end up being a couple-day process, but today's day one of the kitchen. I think my intentions are going to be start from top to bottom. I'm going to just go cabinet by cabinet, pull everything out, decide what I'm keeping, decide what's going, do a tidy of inside the cabinet. Spring is coming, which summer is coming, and I don't want to go into those warmer months where we're not in the house as much and be overwhelmed when I am inside. So my goal is to just tackle all this now. I'm looking forward to the end result, but I know it's just going to be a lot of work and thinking, which I do a lot of. So I'm going to think some more. So I was trying to think of something fun and witty to call this, something original. A lot of people use messy to minimal as a description for their videos, or like this journey, and I really just don't know what else to call it. I was trying to come up with something of my own so I'm not copying other people. Sloppy to satisfying, traumatizing to tidy, messy to minimal it is. That's really the ultimate goal, is living more minimally. So I really shouldn't just try and make up my own thing, because then nobody's gonna know what the heck I'm talking about. All right, here we go. I'm just gonna start in the cupboard with the least amount of things. So up here in this cabinet of things that I can't really reach is where we keep oils, vinegars, and cookbooks. And this mystery oil. It's still good until 2039, so I guess we'll hang on to this in case of emergency. So recently I found out that pretty much all instruction manuals or owner's manuals for any kind of appliance or electronics is going to be available online. So we've been hanging on to the instructions for our microwave like we don't know how to use it or something. So but then it says important, do not discard. Process immediately. Oh, it's the warranty. Oh, too late for that. Okay. I really don't like this cookbook, but it is the only physical reference guide I have for canning. So until I find another one that I like more, for reference purposes, I'm hanging on to it. But you may go someday. Well, if that's not minimalisty, I don't know what is minimalisty. It's not a word. So this cabinet here is where we keep things like our garlic powder, salt, pepper, butter, stuff that we're grabbing quickly while we're cooking. I keep like my canning salt and pectin and stuff, and baking supplies that I'm not using super frequently up there, and then all of my breast pump stuff is in that basket there. So it could use a little organizing, and also there's like butter splats from the butter container all over the cabinet. I suppose that could have been worse. I'm not going to get rid of them right now because I'm curious what everybody thinks. So I have a salt and pepper shaker. We only use the salt shaker. We have a pepper grinder that we use. Do I get rid of the other salt shaker just to have one less thing, or do I keep them together as a pair? Which also brings me to our pepper grinder. We only use the pepper grinder, but we don't use the salt grinder. Do I get rid of the other one that we don't use? It's quite a predicament. All right, above the fridge. This is where I keep all of like the little serving dishes. This is where I keep all the little serving dishes for when we have people over and I serve things for them to eat. So I really don't feel like this is bad, considering that this is everything that is on top of my fridge and in that cabinet. Well, I've tried really hard to reduce our use of one-time use plastics, like plastic paper cups, plastic paper plates. There are certain occasions where they just take a lot off of me, like when we do have people over during the summer, or like I bought some paper plates this year for when we had people over for Thanksgiving, and that was just made things a lot easier. So I'm sorry, planet, but sometimes you just have to cut corners, and I don't feel guilty about it, just a little. And I do try and repurpose those things, like these cups are from our wedding. These cups are from our wedding. And so it's not like I've gone out and bought more. These napkins are from when my mom worked at Hallmark, probably 20 years ago, if not more. And these are from Jackson's baby shower. The stuff is getting used. But what do I do with this guy? It was the baby from the Don't Break the Ice during Jackson's baby shower. In this, like right now I'm experiencing one of those things where like you touch an item, and even though I haven't thought about this plastic baby in years, every time I touch him, I create a connection with him, and it brings me back to this point in my life where I was going to be a new mom, and it's just... But if I died tomorrow, would I want my family to have to deal with this plastic baby, and what would they do with it? They'd probably throw it away. He's just looking at me with his weird plastic eyes. This plastic baby does not define my memories or my relationship with my son. Thank you for the memories, baby, but I'm going to let you go. Feels bad to throw a baby in the garbage, even if it's a plastic baby. Bye-bye. I did it, okay. And would I even reach in there to, like, now that it's done, it's done. Now this also has me reconsidering all of my napkins that I have. Like, why am I hanging on to all these napkins? Like, the amount of circumstances we have where we would actually use paper napkins are just like far and few in between, and I'm gonna part with these ugly grapes and the baby shower ones. I don't know why I did this to myself. Like, I know why I'm doing this, but I just don't know why I get so attached to things. I think another reason why this is kind of feeling difficult is I feel like I need to come up with stuff to get rid of, but it was at some point I've gone through this and I've parted with the things that I wasn't using. So it does look a lot better. I ended up deciding to put the plastic and paper cups in with our camping stuff, so they're just more likely going to get used there. And obviously with the abundance of cups that I insist on keeping, we really just need to be utilizing the glass ones that we have, and maybe along the road a few will get broken and we'll reduce our supply. But Jackson uses this for his candy stash when he has one, so this just stays on top of the fridge. Those don't fit in there. I had kind of a hard time with this lid to my KitchenAid mixer. I've never actually used it, but it kind of feels like one of those things. It's like, I use my KitchenAid all the time. I never use that, but I'm getting rid of it. I don't. And if there is ever a circumstance where I really, really need a lid for my KitchenAid, I will figure it out. I just needed to take a break for a minute. I've only done 3 cabinets, and that last one I feel like was the hardest for me. I don't know why, but I really just like vessels. And by vessels, I mean things that store things, or you can put things in. Like, I love baskets and bowls and cups and vases or vases or whatever you want to call it. And those are the things that I struggle with getting rid of the most, especially if they're old or they have some kind of sentimental value. And like, if I just think that they're pretty and I should be able to keep what I want, and I don't know why I'm beating myself up for it, but it's like, at what point, like, how many cups do we need? Just whatever you do, pray for me, send me good vibes, because I need it. So as I just spoke about how I struggle with vessels, let's go to the vessel cabinet. I'm already looking at stuff and feeling overwhelmed. Normally all of my mugs are never clean at one given time, so that feels kind of overwhelming, so I'm going to just remove one and make myself a cup. That feels better. So right now I'm at this point where I quite honestly don't know what to put there. I'll probably put some drinking glasses, maybe move a couple of those down so they're more accessible, but I think that on a day-to-day basis we're probably just going to end up drinking out of jars. The small like jam jars Jackson already drinks out of, and we usually just end up drinking out of the wide mouth ones. So I don't know, maybe I'll move those over there. Right now they are in this cabinet, so I just need to figure out a different organization system, which is half the battle. But I will show you what I'm taking out of this cabinet. So I'm gonna ask my mom if she wants these stemless wine glasses. I don't drink, but very, very rare. I don't have a need for 4 wine glasses, but I know my mom ends up borrowing these a lot when she has people over, and maybe she'll want these glasses that she bought us. Thank you. But we have too many vessels and they're not my favorite. So this cabinet is just the worst designed creation that there ever was. We're gonna get distracted really quick by this drawer while I have all of the spare plates out. We originally moved our dishes down here so Jackson had access to it when he was unloading the dishwasher, and we tried to only keep a few plates in here, like as much as we would need if we had like my parents over for dinner or something. It's just somehow accumulated into so many, and it's causing some weight issues with this. So I'm gonna pull these all out and then, I don't know, figure out what I'm gonna do. this shelf is where I'm going to put our spare dishes. That way I can easily access them if need be. They're not going to be tucked back. If you need something, you know where to find me. And then I will just keep 3 of the big ones, bowls, and a couple of small plates in that drawer, but it's going to be significantly less weight. We'll try and stick to using just the dishes in that drawer. Yeah, all right, enough rambling, right? Mom's talking too much. I literally have no idea how we have 3, 6, 9, 12 of these. It's because we got 2 sets of 6. But like, in what world are we even gonna break 12 of these? Okay, we'll keep half. I will validate that, even though that still feels excessive, but hey, every little bit counts, right? Well, in about the last 2 hours or so, I have done nothing in here other than have an emotional breakdown. Not necessarily related to this, but probably triggered by this. And I put those up there. And the ones that we're gonna use in the drawer. So I still need to clean this out and I'll be right back. Okay, I just want to show you the terrible design. Like, this is just where you need to put all the things that you're planning on losing, and then just this open drawer on each shelf down there. How silly. And over here I have the pretty much kid exclusive cups down below. Up here I have the mason jars up front that we drink out of, a swing top bottle that I have for, if I'm ever fancy. And then canning jars that are just tucked back there. Up here is where I have the taller canning jars, and then any vases, vases, what do you say? I need to know. And just flower vessels. These are likely to all be filled up during the summer, so I'll probably filter through some of them when that time rolls around. But look at that frog, isn't that just lovely? This is our medicine cabinet. Josh says it looks like a retirement home. I just don't feel like it's smart to get rid of medicine, if it's still good, obviously. All right, that was mildly overwhelming, but overall a lot better. I got all of the top cabinets done. They're cleaned out. The outside of the cabinets are cleaned. I'm gonna try and do at least a few of the lower cabinets and drawers tomorrow, but honestly, like, that was draining. Alec ended up being here much more of the day than I anticipated him to be, so that kind of made things a bit more challenging and not as productive as I would have liked it to be, but it is what it is. I just hope that the rest of this process is a little bit more smooth. I really don't want to do anything tonight after this, but I need to make myself. So I'm gonna set myself a 5-minute timer. Unless I feel the urge to keep going, I'm not gonna force myself. I'm gonna try and do at least 5 minutes in the kitchen, 5 minutes in the dining room, and 5 minutes in the living room. I know that I will thank myself for it tomorrow, because when stuff gets left, it's not fun to wake up to it in the morning. Okay, good night. Welcome back. It is day 2, the next day after day 1, traditionally. Today is not anything like I expected it to be. Jackson ended up staying home from school sick. He's having some downtime now. Alec is taking a nap. Josh has to work late tonight, but I was very kind to myself today and have prepped everything for dinner. So the rest of the day should go pretty smooth. So I'm going to take this opportunity and try and at least tackle the drawers on this side of the kitchen. 7 drawers on the island, and I don't think I'm going to migrate over in that area. So in this drawer here is where we have the things that you would grab while you're using the stove. This is going to be pretty quick. I had an internal debate as to whether or not I wanted to run the vacuum or not. I very much did, but just wiping everything out onto the floor is going to be the option while Alex sleeps, because I just don't feel like gambling with that right now. For the most part, the things in here we do use. I think the only thing I'm going to get rid of is this noodle scooper, because we just end up using tongs, and we can obviously use tongs for more things than that tool. So everything's going back in here. We do have 2 large spatulas for barbecuing. I'm pretty sure one of them is my parents, one of them needs to Well, that wasn't too bad. I was actually able to get that done fairly quickly. There wasn't a ton to get rid of, just that 1 noodle spoon, and then just some miscellaneous bits and bobs from the silverware drawer, which I expected. Like I said, not a ton, but feels good to check those 3 drawers off my to-do list.